Good morning, it's Thursday, and today I'm going to read you a book called Look Out for Turtles. We learn about snakes. We didn't learn everything there is to learn about snakes, but that's something that you can keep researching for yourself. And now we're going to go on to a different reptile or amphibian. An amphibian is an animal that lives both in the water and on land. And turtles do that. Some of them live only in the water, except when they lay their eggs. Always they lay their eggs on land. Whether they're sea turtles and live in the ocean all the time, or whether they're tortoises that live in the desert all the time, they always lay their eggs on land, and any mix of turtles in between that. Most land turtles move very, very slowly. Suppose you ran a 1-mile race with a turtle. You'd cross the finish line in 10 or 15 minutes. The turtle would get there about 5 hours later. Holy cow. This is called a red-footed tortoise. I like turtles because we see a lot of turtles around here. Where I lived before in my life in Colorado, not so many turtles because it's very high up in the mountains there. But did you know that some turtles can move very fast? These turtles live in the ocean. They have flippers instead of legs. Some sea turtles can swim a mile in less than 3 minutes. The very fastest human swimmer takes 5 minutes to swim a mile. For me to swim a mile, it might take me half an hour, really. And I'm a pretty good swimmer. I swim every day. But it would still take me a long time to swim a whole mile. This is a loggerhead turtle, and loggerhead turtles are huge. See that? And that's a pretty close comparative relationship to a human. I've seen a lot. You all know that I like to scuba dive, and I go a lot and have my whole life. And I see a lot of sea turtles when I scuba dive, but they're very seldom swimming. They're usually along coral reefs, and they're nibbling and eating, and they don't move very fast then, but they are very beautiful. Turtles on land and in the sea are among the oldest living creatures in the world. They've been on Earth for nearly 200 million years. Turtles were here at the same time the dinosaurs were here. People weren't. There were no people on Earth when dinosaurs were on Earth, but there were turtles. They're still here today with us. Why have turtles survived so long? And there's a picture of what it might look like. We don't have any photographs because remember, there were no people when there were dinosaurs. What we have is a fossil record. And we can see that fossils and turtles lived at the same, not fossils, dinosaurs and turtles lived at the same time because we have fossils that are together. They're found together. That's amazing. A fossil record is almost like a photograph of history, but it's not quite the same. Many turtles have hard shells. The shell is the turtle's house. It's also its shield. It's its defense mechanism. The hard shell protects the turtle from its enemies. When danger is near, most land turtles hide inside their shells. They pull their heads, tails, and all 4 legs. Now the turtle is safe from harm. This is a wood turtle with a dog that's barking at it. See that? The turtle's shell has 2 main parts. The top part is called the carapace. That's the top, the carapace. The bottom is called the plastron. Plastron, that's an interesting word. The carapace and plastron are joined by a bridge. The bridge has openings for the head, the tail, and the legs. So you can see here, it shows you the carapace on top, the plastron on the bottom, and this part is the bridge, and it has the holes where its legs, its tail, and its head all come out. So it's protected. The box turtle and mud turtle have a special kind of shell. When the turtle's inside, it pulls the carapace and plastron together. The 2 parts close up tightly. You cannot even slip a penny inside. The carapace helps turtles to hide in another way. Many kinds of land turtles have a mixture of colors on their carapaces. Brown, yellow, green, gray, and black are common. The different colors blend in with a turtle's surroundings. What's that called when you blend into your surroundings? We talked about it yesterday in hide and snake. Called camouflage. That's right. And that's one of the best defense mechanisms we can have is camouflage because we can hide. A water turtle's carapace is usually dark in color. Water turtles swim so fast they don't need colorful carapaces to hide them from their enemies. Now this is the kind of turtles that Mr. Watts and Mrs. Wheeler sent you a picture of. It's called the common snapping turtle. Look how big its head is. It needs that big head because it uses, and it's got a really big tail too. See its big tail? And that's exactly what, and it's a big turtle. That's what the turtles look like that Mr. Watts and Mrs. Wheeler saw last week. Maybe you've seen one coming out to find its it's a place to nest because most of the places in North Carolina are very close to ponds or creeks, aren't they? On soil, sand, or mud, on grass, rocks, or logs, in ponds, streams, or the sea, turtles can be very hard to spot. The next time you go for a walk in your neighborhood, if you live in Lake Park or Bonterra, there's some places you can walk around that have ponds. Look very closely and see if you can see. Sometimes all you see is the turtle's head reaching up and breathing on the top of the, it looks like a little rock that's sitting there. But if you watch closely, it'll move a little and little ripples will come away from its head. And that's how you'll know that it's not just a rock, but a turtle, something that's alive. Turtles don't have teeth, no teeth. But they can bite with strong jaws. A turtle bite can hurt an animal or a human being. And here's the common snapping turtle and what its face looks like. So they don't have teeth, but they do have hard jaws. Our jaw is this part of our it's the part where your teeth connect to. On the top, I can feel it in my mouth. My teeth are here and my jaw is up here. My teeth are here and my jaw is down here. And I can snap and I could probably even break something, but it might hurt me and not the person I'm biting. Turtles have survived for millions of years for other reasons. They can live almost anywhere and eat many different foods. Those that live in or near ponds and streams eat water plants, bugs, snails, and fish. There's a lot of different things. They're what's called omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Turtles that live on land, or tortoises, as they're sometimes called, eat plants, fruits, insects, vegetables, and worms. This is a desert tortoise. That one doesn't live near water. Turtles that live in the sea eat seaweed, jellyfish, crabs, and fish. And that's a green sea turtle. That's the one I've seen the most of. I've seen other kinds of turtles, but that's the one you most commonly see pretty much all over the world. I've scuba dived all over the world. Lots and lots of different places. And that's probably the most common turtle I've seen. Most turtles that live in cold climates sleep during the winter months. They hibernate. Some dig themselves into mud on the bottom of a lake or river. Others snuggle into soil on land. There they stay until spring. Sea turtles in cold climates swim to warmer waters when the temperature drops too low. So they don't hibernate in water. Even when they hibernate in the mud at the bottom of water, they still need to have air built into that. They have to have air in their dens that they hibernate in, or they won't live. They need to breathe air. They can't breathe water. In March and April, the land turtles begin to come out of their winter homes. Over the next few months, the male and female turtles mate. The female then digs a hole in the ground for a nest. Even turtles that live in the sea crawl up on land to make their nests. So that's what we saw. They mated. That's when they get together to create the baby or the egg. And then they laid the eggs that then will oh, here's what they look like. See, they scrape out a very shallow nest for their eggs, and they lay them and they cover them back up with a little bit of dirt. Not a lot, just a little. The female lays a clutch, there's that word again, a clutch of eggs in the nest. The number of eggs in each clutch varies. The African pancake turtle lays one egg at a time. The green turtle, that's the sea turtle I talked about, can lay up to 150 eggs at once. After she lays the eggs, the female turtle covers them with soil and she leaves. She never sees her babies. They don't need her, and she has no instinct to care for them. For 2 or 3 months, the turtle grow inside the egg. By the end of the summer, the eggs are ready to hatch. The baby turtle uses its sharp egg tooth. It has one little tooth right in the front, and it uses it to open the egg so it can get out. It slits open the eggshell. It takes from 1 to 4 days to open the egg and pull itself out. The baby turtle loses its egg tooth after a few weeks. It's like its baby tooth. It needs it to get out of the egg, and then it doesn't need it anymore, so it doesn't use it. It takes about anywhere from 1 to 4 days to get out of that egg. That's a bit of work. The newborn turtles, they don't have any defenses. They're little, and birds will just come along and just pick them up and eat them because they're very soft. They're not very hard yet. Their shells are very soft, so they must get to a safe hiding place immediately. They go as fast as their little legs or flippers can carry them. Tiny sea turtles head right for the ocean. Somehow they know the way. Usually they make the trip at night. Even so, many are caught and eaten by crabs or gulls. There they are, rushing to the surf. Young land turtles have to watch out too. Raccoons, birds, dogs, and foxes can easily catch them and eat them. There's Foxy. in a lot of our stories, isn't he? Turtles live longer than most other animals. One turtle lived to be about 170 years old. A soldier found this turtle on an island in the Indian Ocean in 1766. It was already fully grown when he took it to his camp. The turtle lived in that camp for 152 years. In 1918, it was killed accidentally, so who knows how much longer it might have lived, even longer. Turtles range in size from tiny to gigantic, or to, what was that word we heard yesterday? Goliath. Among the smallest are the mud turtles. They grow to between 3, that's about 3, to about 6. A dollar bill is 6 inches long, so from a dollar bill to about half if you fold a dollar bill in half. That's how small these turtles can be, just like that. The biggest are the seagoing leatherback turtles. One amazing leatherback turtle was found off the coast of California in 1961. That was the year before Mrs. Wheeler was born, 1961. I'm 57 now, so that was 58 years ago. It was nearly 6 feet long. That's as tall as Mr. Jory, a little bit shorter. And it weighed close to 1,300 pounds. That would be a turtle to see, would it not? Holy cow. The Galapagos turtles takes the prize for the largest land turtle at because that's the loggerback was a sea turtle, so that can be 6 feet long, like Mr. Jory. But the Galapagos is about 4 feet long. That's kind of about where you are, about how tall you are. 4 feet long, it's about 2/3 the length of a leatherback, and it weighs about 600 pounds. So it's about as tall as you, but it doesn't weigh more than you, about 10 times what you weigh, or more. Yeah, it sure does. Turtles are survivors. Most have hard shells to protect them. Their carapaces help keep them out of sight. Different kinds of turtles can exist almost anywhere on land or in the sea. Various sorts of turtles can eat many different kinds of plants and animals, and some live to be more than 100 years old. So this last page of our book summarized everything that we learned. It told us the most important things in just one page. That's kind of an interesting way to write a book, and it's something you might think about when you're making your book. Remember that today is Thursday, and you are writing your page 4 of your snake book today. And an idea of something that you might want to write now that you know some things about turtles is you might do a Venn diagram comparing snakes to turtles. That would be an appropriate page for your book. You don't have to do that page. You can just keep writing about snakes, but you can do a comparison as your 4th page if you like, between turtles and snakes. I'm going to read you more about turtles tomorrow, which is Friday, but remember our books need to be ready tomorrow to show in our class meeting at 11:15 in our superhero costumes. I can't wait to see your work. I love you.